In April 2015, 4 people sat in a coffee shop with an idea to change how the world moves. The idea is so big, it affects most parts of life. It affects how much you see a family. It affects where you live, how much your housing costs. It affects the cleanness of the air you breathe, how much the groceries cost also. It will change most industries, including yours, telecoms. Millions of cars in the air become one of the largest consumers of IoT or cellular networks. It will become a key component for the smart cities. It will change how the everyday world looks around us. We decided to create the world's first flying car. But how? First of all, laws of physics tell you it's impossible. Who will allow the car to fly over the cities? What sane person would put a child in a flying car? How do you build an aircraft with $0? So we had 4 people in a coffee shop. Each one of us had our own motivation. Mine was my father, Leonid Dukhovny. He was a famous singer-songwriter. He was a scientist-inventor whose patents were used in the spaceships. He also loved the science fiction, and one day it all clicked. As I was sitting on traffic in 101 freeway in Silicon Valley, nowhere to go, stuck. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, M.A., the garbage man, all of us were sitting in the same traffic, helpless against the laws of physics. The fundamental problem was this: we have a bounded, limited width, and we're trying to put more and more throughput every single year through the same exact width. The amount of cars doubles every 20 years in cities, but the width of the road stays the same. And so I asked the 3 smartest people I knew to do the impossible, to solve something that goes against the laws of physics. In October 2015, quite coincidentally the exact same date the flying car in Back to the Future travels to, 3 co-founders, Konstantin, Oleg, and Paul, attempted to do what Henry Ford and many other smart people could not do for 100 years. It's not because we were smarter. They were probably, and yes, were smarter than us. But the time when they tried to do it was not right. The battery, software, microelectronics, and many other technologies did not mature enough until about 2015. Konstantin, Oleg, and Paul spent a year in software design, wind tunnel testing, flow dynamic simulation, physical prototyping, and in 2016, great Scott, they did it. They designed the world's first real flying car. By the way, if you want to shake the hand of the real-world wizard, Konstantin is sitting somewhere here in the audience. The other 2 wizards, Oleg and Paul, are right now in Santa Clara, California, designing the big public demo for all of you to see, coming very soon. Suddenly, we realized something interesting. We have on our hands the fastest commute motor vehicle in history. It's faster than a car because it travels along more straight paths and also has no stopping. It's faster than an aircraft for short distances because no second trip required to heliport or airport and from airport and heliport to your destination. These are actually real times from downtown Barcelona to the conference here. As you can see, Alef is at least 2 times faster than any transport, and it does not depend on traffic jams at all. What is even more interesting, we semi-accidentally created the greenest commuter vehicle in history. It's greener than Tesla or other EVs because in most cases we use similar watt hours while using less miles to get you to destinations, since we travel along more straight line. Hence, we use less energy per trip than any electric car. It is greener than eVTOL electric helicopters, because again, those require a second vehicle, a second trip to helipad and from the helipad, and including the energy from the helipad itself it uses. Hence, we semi-accidentally created the most environmentally sustainable vehicle for commute. That uses less energy than any other commute motor vehicle in history. But all of it did not matter if we didn't have the safest in history. The whole thing would not work without safety. For a new transport to get high adoption rates, it needs to be safer than an airplane and a car. But how? So first of all, safer than an airplane, because it has not one, not two, but 8 completely independent propulsion systems, making it 4 to 8 times safer than an airplane. Never before there was such redundancy of batteries, engines, and the whole systems. And because we designed one of the lightest aircraft, we included the full vehicle ballistic parachute, which will land you very, very slowly in case of safety issue. It's safer than a car. That seems to be counterintuitive, but yes, it is safer than a car. If you analyze why most cars actually have an accidents, so think about it. First, because 2 or more vehicles try to occupy the same space where this is where collision happens. In the air, you obviously have more space to maneuver. Secondly, because actually the problem is even not hitting another vehicle, but the secondary hit, which is a tree or a curb, and again, something you don't have in the space. And it's improbable case in a collision. You have more time to recover. The fact that you're high is not actually bad, it's actually good, because again, of ballistic parachutes and other systems which we had, which will land you very, very, very slowly. So it is actually safer. In addition to what I just told you, we created more than 100 safety features which did not exist in airplanes, helicopters, or cars, in addition to those which it already had. For 100 years, people tried to build a flying car. There were electric helicopters, aka flying taxis before. There were cars that spread the wings and needed an airport to take off. But there never been in history a real flying car. A car which can vertically take off. Until now. So this is how it works. First, we took out the engine and the trunk, and in the open space which is left, we put 4 smaller engines in front and in the back with propellers, speed controllers, and motors. Second, we put 4 small motors in each of the wheels for driving. Third, we allow the air to come through by making a mesh, which is acting both as a structural support and allowing the air through for the propellers. So we had a design of the world's first flying car, but how do you build an aircraft with $0? We were 4 people in a coffee shop, regular people with small bank accounts. How do you build an aircraft with $0? We did not have money, but somebody else did. I didn't know how to contact investors, so I wrote a mail to the most famous investor in the world, which I knew, investor responsible for Tesla, SpaceX, Skype, Twitter, Hotmail, Coinbase, Baidu, and many, many others, Tim Draper. So Tim and Draper Associates invested in us, the first person we emailed. We were shocked, but there was actually reasoning behind it. Tim saw us as having the right solution to solve a $50 trillion market with quadrillion dollars of cars and aircraft needing a change desperately. And then we added many other good investors. We also got the best and the most respected famous VC from Europe. And it's from right here in Spain, from Valencia. It's called Draper B1, semi-coincidentally having the Draper name in the name too. It takes a village to build a flying car. And so Draper B1 became our friends, real friends who support you both when you're down and when you're up. They should be sitting somewhere right here with Enrique Pinochet as our main friend. And by the way, we're open to get more friends, so please contact us. We're adding more partners also in this field. And so we built a full-size car, and it took off. Now we could calculate the numbers, and they were impressive. But yet one big problem remained, maybe the largest problem, the laws of physics. There is a reason we did not have a flying car. In order to fly, at least efficiently, you need wings, big wings. The way an airplane stays up is the geometry of the wing. There's a special geometry which allows air under the wing to travel faster than air over the wing, and this creates the pressure and pushes the airplane up. Not only car doesn't have wings, it's actually shaped to push you down. Hence, in order to stay up, you need to spin propellers so fast, no battery in the world can last for more than several minutes. Moreover, you cannot add expandable wings, since that's a huge weight, and car will not be able to take off vertically. So you need wings, which weigh 0 pounds, and you need to make a car shape to fly efficiently. And that is impossible. That's what laws of physics tell us. So one day, Konstantin, again, who's sitting here, did something so simple, nobody could thought about it in 100 years. He simply took the car and he turned it 90 degrees. And now, exactly the same shape which was standing on the ground became a biplane. 2 wings, one at the top and one at the bottom, with DEP, distributed electric propulsion inside. One of the most efficient aircraft design. And yes, we've flown it in a full scale in real life many times. We quickly found out about the world we live in. The functionality was not enough. People required eye candy. So we hired a famous Swedish car designer, a person responsible for the hottest sports cars in the world, Hirash Razagi. And he reshaped our car to look as beautiful as Maserati, Ferrari, and others, to look as beautiful as Gaudi. Something else important happened at that time. For 7 years, we were in a secret mode, and nobody except investors knew about us. However, it hurt us. Media start calling eVTOL helicopters flying cars. They get many resources which we needed. So we decided to unveil our car to the world about a year and a half ago. And something important happened right after. The United States government, for the first time, allowed a car, a real car, to vertically take off and fly. And that was us, Alef. Not only that, but because we were so lightweight, we were classified as ultralight to legally fly in some geographic areas like Canada and Europe. That triggered a new storm. Not only did we unveil the world's first flying car, but we had a legal permission to fly it. We were in the headlines of NBC, CNN, Reuters, BBC, Fox, NBC, and many other agencies. In fact, we had over 2 billion people reach in social media and news. That triggered a flood of pre-orders. In the past year, we received more orders than Boeing, Airbus, Sikorsky, Joby, Archer, and all our major competitors combined. We received 2,850 pre-orders, making Alef the best-selling aircraft in history per year. And thus, 4 people in a coffee shop with $0 and an impossible dream on a napkin became Alef Aeronautics, the world's best-selling aircraft, the fastest, the greenest, the safest, with permission to fly. And this car is about to change how you work, how you live, how you rest. We have little time on Earth, maybe 80 years to live, if we're lucky. We try to accomplish a lot in 80 years. Create a family, leave our mark on Earth, enjoy life a little bit, all in short 80 years. Significant part of our lives we spend in traffic, a week. A whole week every year you waste in traffic jams. And in big cities even more. Alef gives you that time back. Alef can move the world more than twice as fast. That means cures from diseases are discovered faster. That means better way to feed the world is discovered faster. That means in your 80 years or more, you get to accomplish more. A week more every year to spend with your loved ones. A week more every year to travel, to create, to enjoy. Alef gives you that time back. On May 4th, 2022, I received a call that something happened in an apartment complex where my parents live. It took me 30 minutes to arrive there and to find that my father died in a fire from smoke. If I was there 5 to 10 minutes earlier, he might have survived. 5 to 10 minutes faster. Sometimes it can change the world for us. We talk about sustainability without realizing that the most important sustainability is time. Humanity had a dream for 1,000 years to win against time. To win against time. And that time is now. Thank you.